Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're having a lovely Saturday afternoon. So in some of the videos I've done recently, I've been going over how Reddit seems to be trying to kill their platform and their brand in the worst possible way. What they're doing is they're making changes to their API, and the way that they're changing it is they're changing it in a way that's going to kill off a lot of third-party applications rather than try and work with them so that they can have their price increases and get tens of millions of dollars from these applications. Rather than change their API in a way that would allow them to collect tens of millions of dollars from these third-party applications that allow people with disabilities who are blind to read the platform and just avoid using this stock app which works like crap, they are pretty much doing things in the stupidest way possible, which is not only going to result in less revenue, it's also going to result in a lot of people having a worse experience. To protest a lot of these changes that were going to make things more difficult for moderators and crappier for users, especially if you're blind, the people that Reddit doesn't seem to really care about at all, a lot of people closed their subreddits and made them private so that you couldn't see posts and you couldn't post there anymore. Recently, they decided to break that strike. They were forcibly reopening these subreddits and appointing different moderators to them. So, Steve Hoffman, the CEO of Reddit, is learning very quickly that you don't pick a fight with the internet. This never works. You never win. And this is one of the things I really think is interesting. So he is looking to do all these things to make the company seem more valuable for when they IPO and they go public on the stock market. And he's going to have to answer the question of why it is your users are trying to purposefully destroy your platform because they hate you that much. Here on Twitter, Horizon says, since the blackout isn't working, everyone upload 1 gigabyte large videos of noise to Reddit servers. And he uploads a 1 gigabyte video of noise, and he gives you instructions on how to do that. This is something that is actually working to some extent because they were having a lot of issues with the website crashing as a lot of people were changing their subs to private. And I wonder how much of that was from random people uploading 1 gigabyte videos of noise. Further, if you view the front page of the site, you're going to notice that you see a bunch of pictures of John Oliver. When you used to go to Reddit, you used to see a well-curated newsfeed, some news you agree with, some news you disagree with, some you find interesting, some you don't find interesting, but there's a bunch of different interesting things there that were, seemingly newsworthy and interesting that you could look through. And now you see a bunch of pictures of John Oliver photoshopped into sexy outfits and John Oliver as Zazu from The Lion King. Because while you can't private the sub and keep it closed permanently, it doesn't say anywhere that you can't change the rules of your sub to only allow that sub to allow sexy pictures of John Oliver. This was at the front page of Reddit yesterday. This was at the top. This. So it's really... The thing is, he's going to have to explain to institutional investors why it's very obvious from the moment that you go to the front page of his platform that his user base is literally doing everything they can to actually murder the value of the platform because they hate him so much. Again, all this dude had to do was say to the third-party app developers, I understand that you have annual contracts. Here's how we will work around your annual contract so we can start raking in money from API calls from all of your users that actually want to pay to get a less crappy experience to use Reddit while simultaneously not shutting you down. But he couldn't do that. He couldn't do that, and he couldn't have basic discussions with the users to alleviate any of their concerns. He couldn't engage in any sort of dialogue with his users to answer any of their questions in a manner that was honest. So you get this. I dare him to look his investors straight in the eye as he looks to IPO his company and explain to them why the front page that used to break news on monopolies, that used to break news on wars, that used to take small issues nobody knew about and shine a spotlight on it so the entire country in this moment can focus on an injustice and do something about it as a community, to why it is filled with 1 gigabyte noise videos that are ruining the servers and pictures of John Oliver in weird, sexy dresses, and then photoshopped as Zazu. Good luck answering your investors when they ask, why should I put my client's money into a platform whose large section of their user base is actively trying to subvert and destroy that platform? Now, somebody posed an excellent question in the last video that I did, and I'm going to paraphrase because it was a good question. I don't really understand the argument because a lot of people put money into companies like Twitter and Facebook and everything else over the past 12 years, even if they were not necessarily viable, so why wouldn't they do that for Reddit? That's an excellent question, and there are two answers to that. The first is that companies like, again, YouTube with Google and everything else, they're offering Google offers a lot of stuff that you're not necessarily getting with Reddit. You're getting a search engine that's not just for a platform, but for the entire internet that's surprisingly good. You're getting maps, you're getting a lot of things with it. Reddit is a forum. It's a fancy forum, but at the end of the day, it's a forum. And more importantly, B, when you come to companies like Twitter, these are companies that never made money. And above all, C, these companies have been shedding market cap like crazy as interest rates have gone up. I mean, interest rates only had to go up to like 3 or 4% before Meta was hemorrhaging market cap, before many of these companies started to hemorrhage market cap. Investors are deciding, you know what? I don't want to deal with this anymore. If I can get 5% on my money, no risk unless the US defaults, and I don't have to deal with startup founders, why would I deal with you? Eli the computer guy makes a very good point that most people that invest have known for a very long time. Why would you want to deal with risky companies and all of this crap when you could just park your money someplace and get 5%? No worries, no having to care about the revolt of John Zazu or anything else. Like, why? You have to make a much more compelling case in 2023 to get investor money for crazy startups than you did in 2009 or 2011 or 2013. The days of 0% interest rates are over. People don't have to put their money into crazy risky shit to try to get a return anymore. And as a result, they're not going to give money to the dumpster fire that you have here. It's one of these things where I genuinely don't think that the CEO of Reddit has a way out. If he decides to change his mind now, it's too late. Most of his users have already gotten massively pissed at him. Even if he says, I'm sorry, I did the wrong thing, the entire world is going to see him as a piece of crap because he did the wrong thing, and we don't have a framework in modern day society for people to repent when they've done something wrong on the internet, which is a topic for another video altogether. And if he keeps going in the way he's going, the front page of the site is going to be complete and utter garbage. I remember, as much as you can criticize Reddit, you used to be able to go to this website and the front page was filled with actually useful material. Maybe you disagree with the comment moderation, maybe you disagree with the political biases of the people that are on the website, but you actually used to get a pretty good idea of what was going on in the world and in all these little niche communities from the front page of Reddit. You don't have that anymore. You have this. The internet is going to win. You cannot go to the war with the internet and win. Nobody has ever gone to war with the internet and won. And honestly, I kind of hope that Steve Hoffman continues to destroy the value of his company. His attempt to prove that principle wrong is going to be massively entertaining for everybody who decides to watch. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And do me a favor, please, please, please do not abuse the website by following the instructions that this gentleman laid out here to upload 10 gigabyte or 1 gigabyte videos of noise to Reddit servers en masse. This would be really, really wrong. And it would be really bad because they kicked off all the moderators from all these subreddits. So the people that are moderating it are probably not the people that have the schedule for it or not the most prepared, which means you'll probably get away with it and they won't notice until you've already wasted a lot of bandwidth and space in the servers, which would be morally wrong. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. This would be wrong. Let me just make sure that text is readable for anybody who can't make it out. Yeah, don't do that. See you in the next video. Bye now.